Good morning, everyone. Today is Thursday, January 16th, and today we will cover the trades for YieldMax funds, Tesley, Cony, NVDY, Misty, and AMZY. And I keep thinking, all right, is the stock market open? Is the stock market open Monday? So obviously I'm looking it up, right now. So Monday, January 20th, it looks like the stock market is closed. So, need to keep that in mind when obviously I talk about how many trading days we have left till the next expiration, and then the next holiday after that, Washington's birthday, another Monday, February 17th. So just some stuff to keep in mind there. All right, let's get to the spreadsheets. Let's see who had some trades. And again, the new method is I'm not going to take screen prints on my phone anymore. I'm pretty much going to use the Excel or the Google Sheets to do that. Plus, it helps because I can actually click on cells if I need to show you visually what I'm actually speaking of. But long story short, these are the intraday trades, okay? Obviously, I'll clean it up. I'll rename the tabs. But for now, I'm going to use it. That way, I don't have 50,000 photos in my phone about intraday trades. And then the memory goes down. All right, so here's Tesley. So Tesley had trades. Of course they did, right? Market was green. Tesla has trades. They rushed, they closed, everything, blah, 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 blah. So what I highlight on this file, at least as of right now, I highlight the buy to closes because I always say they are important. And then I also highlight the puts. So first, when you go to the ticker, there is no P. So they did not do anything to the synthetic, but there are BCs, right? So a BC buy to close, it shows they closed out positions 405 strike, right? And they opened a new position for next week right above it. So those four lines from row 3 to row 6, right? Here's the closeout, here's the buy to close, here's the sold call, right? Because remember, it's a call credit spread, so they're selling the call that they bought. Then here they're selling the new call right here, 435 strike. And then here they're buying the new call with a 455 strike. And then obviously execution prices, you can see the 932 being credit, 446 being a expense, a debit. And then right here, again, another BC buy to close, 7,300 contracts. They closed the 405, right? They paid 1754, which means they got their asses kicked pretty much. And then of course they sold the call, right? Credit call spread. There was a call that they bought, 440, that paid about 224. Then right here they opened the new position. You can see the date in there. It goes from the top one, which was 17, which was this Friday, tomorrow. It changed to 24, which is the next Friday. So new expiration date, new strike price, etc. So obviously they sold a call and then they bought a call, 450, all right? So again, at least I can now click in the cell to kind of show you guys, and I will try to do that periodically. I won't do it every time because, again, all things are time consuming, so just keep that in mind. But yeah, so that's Tesley. Let's get to the spreadsheet, though. All right, so here we go. Tesley has a 480 synthetic, still underwater, 10.79% away from hitting that. But guys, they still got over a month. They still got 37 days. So, we don't even have to be concerned at the moment. Obviously, we're singing gold digger, but, it is what it is. But until then, there's no divorce, right? There's no papers. There's no exchange of money, right? She can't get her money yet till then. All right, then we have the 10,000 contracts that sits at the 400 strike, right? This is a new synthetic, and they're already doing well with that, 7% above that. So that's good. That's a good start, 37 days away for that. So let's go to the weeklies tab. This is basically where everything is held. So let's take a look. I mean, what a day, man. Holy crap. Tesla went up 8.04%. I was at it was office day for me, so I didn't even look at the market the whole day. It sucked. But obviously it was a good day. Green day. Tesley, it went up 5.75%. Yeah, that sucks. That really does suck, right? They missed out on like 2.3% of upside, which, that kind of hurts. Now, it doesn't have to end that way. But when they close out their calls, they're basically saying, all right, let's eat it. Let's call it a day. Because I want to show you something. And I know people want me to say that they were right closing the other one early, but I don't necessarily agree with that just yet. So let's take a look. So the 405s, right? They closed the 405s. We saw that on the intraday trade file, right? Now, let's take a look how much they paid. They paid $17.54 and $19.13. The day before, right? Here's the 10,000. They paid $16.57. So it's not like they got a deal the day before, right? When they closed them out and we were bitching. They still paid an arm. They paid an arm and leg either way. But again, yesterday was Wednesday. These expire Friday. Why are we rushing to close something that's actually, maybe has a chance? I don't know. Maybe we're just gonna get destroyed. But what's the best, decision? The problem with the stupid credit call spreads is I think they feel if they close it out early, they can capture a lot of the upside on the buy call, right? So this gap here, see the 1913 they paid, right? And then the 252 credit, right? So that's, essentially 16 and change, right? 1670 or something like that. That was how much they lost, 1670 per share. As opposed to letting it expire till Friday, then they'll pretty much lose what the gap is, which is $35. So, but they have a chance to, that their strike price actually wins. This week, however, Tesla's at 428. The likelihood of it going under 405, who the hell knows, right? But we'll see. Either way, they lost the trades, okay? It doesn't matter. They lost the trades. They closed them, and they lost a lot of money, right? Color coding. I'll do a formula for that, but they lost what, about 8.5 million on one. They lost what, 850,000 on another, and then another almost 7 million on that. So yeah, but you see, man, they opened the call. It was 2% out of the money. Well, duh, you lost that one. And then they got for this week for Friday, 14,195 contracts, 425 strike price. That's 0.75% in the money. That's okay. All right, leave it alone. I'm glad they did, right? Because they can win, right? Tesla had a big green day. What does that mean? Well, maybe people will sell, take profits today, and maybe it will be red, right? But again, 1 week expiration for a reason, right? There's a lot of time value in there. So when they close them so damn early, we're eating that time value, right? Or as the Greeks say, theta. I know I don't like using the Greeks, but people like to talk about that. So, but again, time value is much easier to say, right? But so new positions, as mentioned, they closed out, right? They closed out these losers. Which were they losers? We'll find out when all's said and done. And they opened them up here, new positions, 7,198 contracts, 435 strike price, 1.58% out of the money. That's horrible. And then 7,300 contracts, 432.50 strike price, 1% out of the money. That's bad. That's just plain stupid. Like, come on, man. What are we doing here? What's the yield? 46%. Wow, it's conservative, so I'll say that. But still, man, I just can't with this freaking 1%, 2% out of the money. This is what happened the first go-around, man, when Tesley just took a crap. And it's just not going to be good. It's not going to be good. We got the freaking inauguration next week. Elon's obviously a part of the whole, Trump's little cabinet thing going on. So obviously that's, typically good exposure for Tesla. So you figure during that time we'd go a little further out of the money. I don't give a damn what the IV is. I don't even care. Just go out of the damn money, right? But we got how many days? We got today. We got tomorrow. We got 4 freaking days, right? We got 6 days and you're 1% out of the money. just get destroyed. I hope you get destroyed on those freaking calls. Anyway, outstanding shares 1.3 million increase. That's, obviously still a lot of interest. 30-day IV 69%. Outstanding shares 83.3 mil. Total net income is a loss, of course, shocker, 29.2 mil. And yeah, okay. So reaction, loading, please wait. It's funny because I originally, I was going to take back the poop. I was going to take back the poop emoji. And then I realized, they didn't really save themselves much anyway. So I still say, sometimes you got to let the calls play out, right? You got to let them play out. Maybe this week it'll work out for them, but maybe not. Maybe just don't rush all the time. I know you got the call credit spread, or at least do half call credit spreads and then sell calls in the other half. Because at least if you're just selling calls, you're not just going to close them early. You're going to let them play out, right? You're not going to eat that right away. You're going to let it play out, right? Let the time value do its thing. Let us possibly have a chance of winning a trade. I don't know. That's just my thought. So loading, please wait. Group A declares in 6 days, January 22nd. That's next week, obviously. So leading up to next week, obviously, I'm going to have a Sunday guesstimate video. And what are we going to guess? Well, let's see how much money they made. Well, they lost 61.6 million in synthetic income. They lost 29.2 million in short call income. So in total, they lost 90.8 million. Obviously, most of it is out of their hands because it's due to the underlying. But regardless, there is no money to pay out. So I will give you the guesstimate based on the IV, and the IV is 70%. All right, that's pretty good though. And that would come to an 84-cent guesstimate, which is obviously a decrease from the last payment of $1.28. Is there credit carry forward? That's the question. Yes, there is. There's about $2.37 in credit carry forward. I now have to 0.15 divided by, okay, yeah, so that's a good formula. All right, so yes, so far we still do have a credit that hasn't been paid out that I'm showing 197 million, which comes to about $2.37 per share. I do not know though if they will use that, when it comes to the next payment. It's a good question though. Now holding information. Here's the holdings. So if you pull up the holdings, obviously this is what it would look like. They're going to have two puts, a 400 and a 480. Huge difference there, right? Obviously, it cost 129 million to close the 480. Woo! Is it a gold digger? Oh, she's a gold digger. Yeah, she's a gold digger. Way over time. Man, that's bad because look at it. The dude has 36 mil. The girl has 129 mil. But things are flipping, right? Things are flipping. We got time. We may actually come out ahead on this synthetic. That's why I'm not singing the whole song. Okay. All right. So what else? You got calls in between. All right. What expires this week? Well, we do have the 117s. So let's see how that plays out. It's a 425. And then obviously everything else is for the next week. Synthetic bailout, negative 63 million. That's not good, obviously. But the value of this fund is 1.2 bill. The NAV is 1452. The trade price 1453. So that's Tesley, or shall we say TSLY. T to the S to the L to the Y. All right, so again, we're scrolling through the intraday trades. I'm not going to cover the other trades. I will do it probably on Saturday. But as I go slowly through them, if you're watching visually, you can see what's going on. All right, up next is Cony, but I need to do Misty next, and then I'll go back. I need to remember. See, this is the problem with doing it this way. All right, so here's Misty. Yeah, man, not cool. A lot of trades. But you can get the gist of what's going on here. BC by the close everywhere, every freaking where. By the close, by the close, by the close. Like, come on, man. What are you gonna do this to me? Like, they're closing everything. So they closed 315 synthetic, right? They closed 4,300 contracts there, all right? And then they closed a bunch of shares, a bunch of contracts for this week. And then what they pay? 830. They paid 26.70, 26.67, 24.85, 27.06. So they closed out the calls for this week because they got their ass handed to them, right? And that was on declaration day. We're supposed to be happy on declaration day, but we're losing money on declaration day. Unfortunately, guys, I start the new countdown, the new edition, the new 4-week cycle. I started it yesterday, and we started a new month, our new 4-week cycle, being a sir, right? We're losing money. We don't like that. And I'll show you real quick. So here's the 315 synthetic. So what they do, they closed 4,300 contracts, all right, from the synthetic. But they made money on that. So that's good. All right, you're going to force me to close? I made money. How much I make? About 20 mil. Because you see the call they sold? 29 mil. 29 million, right? And the put only cost them about 9 million. So good. They made 20 mil. Forced closure, right? So actually that 20, the credit. So the credit goes into payment 4. Just want to make sure that that will pick up under the payment information over here. Yep, 19.5 mil. See? Good. All right. Now, if we go to the weeklies, sorry, it's a crossover day, so there's a lot of confusion on my spreadsheets. I don't want to screw anything up for you guys. All right. So how did MSTR do yesterday? Well, the market was like whooping ass yesterday. So MSTR went up 5.39%. MSTY went up 4.07%. So, what do you think? Is that good? I should probably put it like a percentage, how much percent they captured of that upside, right? But yeah, that's they lost out on a full percent, which of course that sucks. But let's see why. They closed out. Remember those uncapped ones? Where are they? Where are those uncapped ones? Where the hell did they go? 5805. Yeah, they're right here, right? The 395s. Remember those? They expired on the 17th. They're still good, man. They would have captured a lot of that upside, right? See that 395? 9.53%. I mean, I'm not going to the past, but I hate going to the past, but god damn, man. We could have captured a decent amount of upside. All right, so anyway, we'll ignore the gray because, in case you weren't wondering, I'm talking about these two items. These were not credit call spreads. They sold calls at 395 that expired this Friday. They closed them early because that's what they do, right? They took out the profit just in case. But it had so much upside potential that it nearly, it was impossible for it to lose. MSTR went up a crap load. It's still how much away? $35 away. So why close a position that you're going to win? And then forcibly open a new position, the 5805 and 4100, right? They opened them here. Here's the new ones, like the same day. 7 and 6% in the freaking money. So, yeah, you won the trade, you won it early, but at what expense? Now, actually, they closed them out yesterday. They're losers, right? 7 mil. And 12, they lost 19 million. Had they just... This is really annoying. All right. Sorry. I'm not going to get... not going to mess up this video here. Anyway, they closed the 365... 4,300 contracts. 365 strike. They closed this one, 8:30. Right? They closed this yesterday. Sorry, I'm losing my mind now. Yeah, it's still 1% out of the money. They closed that one early? Where the hell's the 365? There it is. Yeah, 8:30. Okay. All right, whatever. So they basically, how much was it? It ended up being a loss. So again, here's just the prime example. 4,300 contracts, 365 strike, still out of the money, right? We have 2 trading days. They closed it for a loss when they didn't have to, right? Yes, it was a loss because they had the stupid call credit spread, which cost them more than they freaking made on the way out. So it was a loss. This one they left open at least, so they're going to let that play out. But why not let both, it's, why take a hit, especially when you're currently in a good position? All you need to do is time to run out. But I don't know, man. Let me look at these other closures and see. 337.50. These were, 6 and 7% in the money. And then the other one they closed is 6% in the money. We talked about these. So, yeah, these were losers. But still, we have 2 days. Can MSTR come back down by that much? I don't know. But anyway, whatever. They lost. And, they lost, 15? A lot of money. I'm not even going to go through the money. But you'll see at the end. Because this is all in one freaking day. They lost a crap load of money. And then they opened new positions for yesterday. So let's see the new positions. These are for next week, and then I'll cover what we got going for tomorrow, expiration, Friday. 5,805 contracts, 392.50 strike, 8.84% out of the money. Crypto inauguration, safe, probably not. 1,100 and 4,100 contracts, so about 5,200 contracts, 395 strike, 9.53% out of the money. Yeah. I don't know. Nothing's safe after next week, so we'll see how it goes. All right, so let's go to the top. Anything that does not fill this, see this this cell, anything in this column essentially. If that's not filled in, then they didn't close it. So they have 9,131 plus the 9,977 contracts plus the 13,000 contracts, all with a 370 strike. All right, at least they left this alone. This is still 2.6% out of the money. This has a good chance to win. I know there's still 2 trading days, but I'm glad they didn't give up on it, right? I'm glad they didn't close it out on an up day, Take the hit on the up day, right? Because again, we have 2 days. Anything can happen, and maybe we'll win those trades. We have a chance. Give us a freaking fighting chance. And then this was the other 365 that they left open. Remember, they took the hit on the other 5,677 contracts, 365 strike price, 1.21% out of the money. And then they got this little loaner here, the 950 contracts. This is a 350 strike price, 2.94% in the money. I mean, even this has a chance, but hey, you never know. Okay? All right, that's the update. Sorry for the bitching. Outstanding shares did increase 475,000. Well, of course it did, because it was Declaration Day, and people want a piece of that distribution, because Misty did announce yesterday. All right, 30-day IV is 100%, so that's awesome. Outstanding shares, 66.4 million. All right, here's the damage of the bitching that I had before. They lost $18.9 million the first day of the new 4-week cycle, right? They lost it. And it was a Wednesday. They didn't have to lose it, but they did. All right? They lost. Reaction, uphill battle. That's right. Uphill battle to flip that into income. Hopefully they win the other trades for this week. But Group D, they declare in 27 days on February 12th because they just declared. And let's see how much they declared. All right, again, we were part of... so real quick, actually... We're in week 4, so they did make 19 million on the synthetic. They did lose 18.9 on the weekly. So in the end, we do have net income, quote unquote, right? 584,000. So that's good, right? As a whole, it wasn't a complete loser, right? But again, it was a rough one, right? It was rough. But all right, let's look at the row 4, which is essentially the week 3 payout here. The third weekly cycle, they made 19.6 million, okay? However, their distribution was 227 per share. So you take 227 per share, you multiply that by the outstanding shares as of this morning, because this morning has the outstanding shares locked in for declaration date. Any shares that are purchased today do not qualify for the distribution because it's ex-dividend date. So 66.4 million, that's the outstanding share number. Those are the people that are going to qualify for this 227. So again, you take that number, you multiply it by the 227, and they're going to pay out $151 million, okay? So how much did they make again? They made 19 million. Obviously, there is quite the deficit there. $131 million deficit. So that goes under the debit carry forward bucket. All right. So, and we look at last month, there was another, debit carry forward because they paid money that they didn't have, 225 million. But the first week they did have a credit of 60 million. Because people ask, where does this money come from? Well, they have cash. It comes from the cash, right? It comes from the cash regardless. This is just showing how much they actually physically made, how much realized gains that they made, right? How much taxable income they truly made versus how much they're truly paying out. So either way, it comes from the net asset value of the fund, right? Whether they made it or not. So again, that's a famous question. So I want to make sure I cover that. All right, the synthetic is whooping ass, right? Look at the dude. The dude's rich, 345 mil on the buy call, and then 111 mil it would cost to close, to pay off the lady on the put. So that's good. That's a good sign. And then again, you see the calls in the middle. Okay, that's great. So here's the cash. Still cash positive. So this is after, paying their proper duties. Here you go. Here is your distribution. Pass it on to this person, who passes it on to this person, and everyone gets a little piece of the pie, I'm sure. And eventually it gets to us tomorrow, and everyone's happy because they got this big, fat, Misty dividend. But, it's great and all. They could do better. I'm just saying that. They can do better. I don't give a crap. I know everyone loves Misty, but I'm just seeing things that I think can be done better. And who am I, though? I'm just a schmuck on YouTube. All right. Look at that synthetic. Right now, it's worth 234 mil. Man, oh man, if they cash this baby out this time around, well, actually, let's see if they will. This synthetic expires 2/21, right? Look at column E, right? Next payment is 2/12. Okay, they actually don't have to cash it out before the next payment. So they probably will, though. They're not going to make us wait that long, but we'll see, man. So the next payment, it's probably going to be a good one if MSTR. I mean, there's no reason that I don't see crypto. Well, you never know. I'm not going to say anything. Total net asset value, it would have hit 2 billion if it wasn't X date, but it is X date. So it did drop. So the total net asset value is 1.8 billion. The NAV, which includes cash minus, right? Cash leaving the door, 28.38. All right. So that's with the drop in the distribution. Okay. The trade price as of the close yesterday, $30.69. The difference is 231. They paid about what, 227, I think we said. So obviously plus or minus, there's always a little gap there. So that's why it is what it is. So you'll see a Misty price will open around 28 plus or minus movement in the underlying. Like if MSTR goes up, you're not going to see 28. You'll see like 29 something. If MSTR goes down, you'll see like 20, really low 28s, flat 28 or 27, something like that. All right? Hopefully that helped. Okay. Going back here. So we said, and I remembered, thankfully, Cony had a trade. So here's the trade. Oh, my God. Way too much. Oh, my. You see why we can't cover every trade? It's just way too much going on here. So what do we got? BC by the close. They closed their synthetic, 2,500, 280. They didn't open it anywhere else. So I guess it was a forced closure, people selling out. And then they closed 267.50, $11. That's not good. So they lost that one. 1263. Well, that's not good. They lost that one. BC by the close, 1104. You see these BC by the close large execution prices. That means, they kind of did what you saw in Tesley and Misty. They gave up. They moved on. They said, all right, we're not going to win the trades. What were the strikes? Let's just take a look. 267.50. 262.50. 267.50. All right, let's go to the sheet. All right, currently coin is at 274. I mean, that's not that far away. Are you jumping the gun again? Oh, man, oh, man. Again, I think that's the problem, having to call credit spread. Like, but again, you have to do the math to see what would actually benefit them most, right? Is the risk versus the reward? Is the risk of waiting until Friday worth the reward you would get versus taking the loss earlier, which is what they did? All right, I'll stop harping on that. Coin went up. Really good day. Went up 7.11%. Cony went up 5.76%. So the formula, I was thinking, right, we're going to get what percent of the 5.76, like what percent was captured, right? So you take that, you just divide it by that, and that's essentially the percent captured. Obviously, it shows 0.81, but that's 81%. You just get the, the format here, number format, and you go to percent. So that would show you that they captured 80.97% on the upside, right? So that was for Cony. Is that information you guys want? So let's see. I'll get to these in a second, but I'm going to copy the formula. Wow. See, that's why AMZY's awesome. They captured 97%. It's the NVDY. 81%. Yeah, see, around the same as Cony. So anyway, they captured about 80% of what the underlying did yesterday. Okay. All right, so let's try to make this. I know this video is way too long, but Cony has 3 synthetics. They have a 280, a 300, and a 320. Coin is currently at 274, which is under all of them. So you take my money. Yeah, man. You take my money. That's what you do. All you do is take my money, you stupid puts. It's because she's a gold digger. Right now, man, we're getting our asses handed to us on that synthetic. But again, it expires at 221. Why does it look funky like that? It's cut off. It's weird. But whatever, man. So again, the synthetic is what it is. Let's let that ride out. But what do we got? Let's look at QSIP. Column D. See the 117s? So the top 4 transactions, the top 4 rows in the blue, those expire Friday. Let's see how we, where we stand. Do we have a chance? Here we go. 10,000 contracts, 277.50 strike price, 0.93% out of the money. Yes, we have a fighting chance. 9,565 contracts, 280 strike, 1.84% of the money. Fighting chance, right? You never know. It's tight. It's really close, but we have a chance to actually win a freaking trade. All we've been doing is losing the damn trades. All right, let's do it again. 5,000 contracts. This is for next week. 290 strike price, 5.48% of the money. 6,840 contracts, 292.50 strike price, 6.39% out of the money. 8,000 contracts, 295 strike price, 7.3% out of the money. Everything, every sold call has a buy call. Every position is a credit call spread, all right? Because they buy a call a little further out of the money. And that's to protect them should they get blown through. But typically the credit call, the gaps are just way too high, right? The 290 has a 320, $30 freaking gap, right? Is that, I don't know. Dude, is this how people do call credit spreads? They do that much of a freaking gap? I don't know. Options guys, you tell me. Because I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but I hate losing. I hate losing on the trades. It's like it's set up to be a loser. Anyway, synthetic bailout, negative 110 mil. And yeah, that sucks. But the value of the fund is $1 billion. The NAV is 1303, trade price 1302. And here's the recap. 30-day IV, 72%. IV estimate, 73 cents. Group C declares in 20 days. All right. So 20 days. Now, if we go back to the untitled spreadsheet, you could see like typically AMZY and NVDY are at the top. So if you go to Cony, let's just make sure they're not here, right? I know you guys are getting dizzy, but you could see who else has the trades. Obviously, there's Misty, YieldMax had a trade, Viid, SMCY, Ulti, a lot going on, Soxy. So yeah, no trades. These are all the trades, so no trades for the others. So let's finish up on those. So we'll go, let's go backwards. Let's go to AMZY next. So look at that, man. Amazon went up 2.5%. AMZY said, I'm going to go up 2.45%. Now that is what I'm freaking talking about, man. That is what I'm talking about. All right, so what do they got? They got a 210 synthetic, right? That's good. Amazon's at 223, so that synthetic is doing well. Now, this position here, let's see, it expires January 17th. So they're sold calls. What's their strike at? 220, 250. This, well, that's a small position. That's only 320 contracts, right? The largest, most of the contracts, 12,345 contracts, it's still 1.86% out of the money, 227.50. So that's why they were still able to capture a lot of the upside, right? Because had this get flipped negative, had this number get blown through, right? The cost to close it, see this price here? That would be a much larger number. Because you can see above, they went through the strike on that. So that's how much it costs to close, $2.42 per share. This one, they're still under. So right now, it only costs 49 cents per share, right? Why? Well, let's see, right? The price, the strike price is 227. Amazon price is 223, right? So, that's 1.86% out of the money. So basically, if it expires the way it is, it will expire worthless. So this 49 cents, all this is a hope and a prayer that Amazon, right, will go above, right? That's just the time value that's left over. So as time goes on, as we get closer and closer to 4 o'clock on Friday, this will eventually go to zero. They don't let it go to zero. They let it go to a penny at the least, and then they'll close it out. But that's why we captured a lot of the upside, because the market value, it's not a large negative number, right? It's not pushing it down. But as this would have got blown through the 227, the market value, the negative, it would have been going up and up and up, pushing down the total net asset value of the fund, hence capping us. Again, I'm trying to explain it a little better in different ways. Hopefully that helped. Okay, so total net asset value, they're going to hit 300 mil soon, 281 mil. The NAV is 1878, trade price 1920. Okay, so they also had ex-dividend date, which is today. So they dropped by 42 cents. I don't know what they're paying, I forget, but obviously something decent, I think. Synthetic bailout is worth 18.2 mil. So if they decide to cash that out where it currently stands, that would produce approximately $1.22 in revenue, right? In taxable income, in realized income. So that's good. 30-day IV of Amazon, it's 35.92%. IV estimate based on that, 53 cents. Again, but they don't declare for another 27 days on 2/12, okay? Now let's look at NVIDIA. All right, so NVIDIA, they got capped, right? So NVIDIA went up 3.29%, and Viid only went up 2.68%. So they captured 81% of the upside. So obviously, when we go over here, we're going to see some cappage, right? We're going to see some strikes getting blown. So let's see. All right, first let's look at the expiration. So what expires? All right, so the 15, rows 15 and 16. So the 137, the 138, the larger position is the 138, right? 1.32%. Still, it's both of them are still out of the money. So right now, right, what was the AMZY one? How far out of the money? 2%? It's hard to compare the two because with Cony, it takes a lot more because the IV is, I'm sorry, with NVIDY, NVIDIA's IV is much higher than Amazon. So obviously in this example, we are not actually capped. We're getting close, but we are not capped. However, as we got closer and closer, since it's a large position, the market value did push it down, a little more. So, it's not, again, 81%, it's not bad with an IV such as that, because again, you got a lot of time value left over, and with an IV of around 40%, it's a little, it takes a little hard, it's a little harder to bring that number down. But again, they're still actually in a decent spot, right? The only reason they're, more capped, obviously the IV is higher, plus they're both of their positions, are pretty damn close to, getting blown through. But so far, so good, man. So far, so good. Can't complain. Anyway, NVDY has 4 freaking synthetics. Oh, my God. They have a 127, a 135, and a 138, and a 148. NVIDIA is at 136, so it's right in the middle, right? It's right in the middle, so I'm not going to sing Gold Digger because it's like almost a wash. Let's see. All right, the synthetic bailout, it's actually a positive. Good job, dudes. 11 mil. So good. But again, let's let those synthetics ride. All right, so again, the top 2 we said expire this Friday. So let's see where they stand again. 18,000 contracts, 137 strike price, 0.59% out in the money. You can see the price, right? That costs $150 per share to close, right? Still expensive because of the time value left on it in the IV. It ain't as cheap. What's the Amazon IV, by the way? I keep going back. I'm just wondering, comparably. It's not that far away. They're pretty close. You see how, NVIDIA's IV, I feel like it was much higher, like, not that long ago, right? When it was going up and up and up. Now it's like, blah. 61,572 contracts, 138 strike price. That's 1.32% of the money. All right, so these are both for this Friday. For tomorrow, we'll see how it plays out. But, hey, it's going to be a close one. 26,018 contracts, 137 strike price, 0.59% out of the money. This sucks. That one's just crap, right? Because why are we 0.59% out of the money already on a contract that expires next week? I don't like that one. Hey, but NVIDIA, has it even moved, right? Has it moved much? I don't know. It could be a winner. You never know, man. All right, the value of this fund is 1.4 bill. The NAV is 22.37. The trade price is 22.38. They didn't drop because they didn't have ex-dividend date. They're part of Group B. Again, they declare in 13 days. And we mentioned their IV of NVIDIA is 39.86%. So if you take that, you multiply it by the price of NVIDIA, and you divide it by 13, you get 69 cents IV estimate. Okay, man, I think I did it. I think I went through all 5 funds. And it definitely took probably too long. But, guys, there's freaking a lot of trades. So I can't make this video any shorter, really, unless I just don't talk about certain things. But I don't know. I think most of what I cover is pretty relevant. But you guys feel free to give me the feedback. All right, so let me close out the alert. This is the pre-market. So we finally made it here. What happened? All right, what time is it? 5:30 a.m. I'm supposed to make the distribution announcement video this morning. So let's go through this quick so I can get that done too and get these both uploaded. All right, Tesla, by the way, if I do upload it, it'll follow this video, so stay tuned on my channel for that. All right, pre-market, again, big green day, so I would expect red day. Let's see. Tesla is down 0.51%, 426.04. TSLY is down 0.28%, 1449. NVIDIA is up, wow. NVIDIA is up 1.99%, 138.95. NVIDIA is up 1.3%, 2267. So again, see the cappage, right? Yep, they're missing out on like 0.6%. All right, Coin is down 0.34%, 274. Cony is down 0.15%, 13 bucks. MSTR is down 0.36%, 359. MSTY is down, MSTY is up 0.07%, 2843. TSLL is down 0.93%, 2994. TNA is down 0.21%, 4320. AMDY is up 0.52%, 965. AMZY it shows green, but it's down. Because it's ex-dividend dates. That's always funky. It's down 1.82%, 1885. Bitcoin, it's under 100K. It's down 0.26%, 99,360. BitX is down 0.38%, 5770. Soxel, good for you, Soxel. Soxel is up 4.28%, 3122. I think I closed out on some TSM news on the above, so that's probably the reason. SMCI is up, 3.29%, 3206. SMCY is down 5.97%. Ex-dividend date, 2361. Palantir is up 1.58%, 69.22. Platy is up 0.07%, 61.30. TSM, there it is. See, it's up 4.86%. It's at 216.85. Probably going to delete some of these. I feel like some of this is overkill. Maybe I'll just go back to only the funds that I cover on the pre-market. That way it's a little faster. TSLY is up 2.63%, 19.89. Mara, last one, it's up 0.28%. It's at 18.20. All right, so that's everything. As always, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, and this video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. If not, we will do our best and try again tomorrow. All right. If you enjoy this content, please hit the like button. If you have any questions or concerns, leave them down in the comments below. All right. Outside of that, I got nothing. But I have to give you guys a keyword. So, keyword. What do we want to talk about? I guess time value, right? I think we should all look into, being that we're in YieldMax, things like time value, or shall we say theta, assuming I even got that right. Again, I don't speak Greek. But when it comes to options, I think you guys should all look up theta, time value, whatever. Look that up today and just see how, find out some information on it. I think it's important for you guys, to understand the trades and what goes on, right? I just think of it as the risk, right? Because when you sell a put or sell a call, right, there's always the gap, right? There's the gap in the price if you're out of the money, right? And then if you're in the money, obviously, you can get more. But outside of that gap, the differential, that you'll get in premium is for the risk, right? The risk, the time value. So for your time, you're getting that premium. So remember, we closed out some trades early, and it cost us, we were still out of the money on some, slightly in the money on others, and it cost us a pretty penny because of the time value left over. So I wasn't just trying to explain that, to you, just so you kind of understand, right? At the same, in one token, we're getting the premium, right? When we sell the positions, when we open them, we get that premium. But when we close them out so damn early, we're paying back a lot of that freaking time value, right? We're doing 1 week trades. And when we close them on the Monday or the Tuesday, we're not letting a lot of that time value go, right? And should we? I don't know. And I don't know. I'm sorry for the long-winded crap keyword thing. But today's keyword is time value, all right? If you're a Greek nerd, fine. Say theta, whatever it's called. But I want everyone to type in the comments down below time value, because I think it's an important keyword, and I want everyone to research it and how it works in options. All right? I know you won't, but hey, it's worth a try. Outside of that, I got nothing. So I'll leave it there. I just want to say, guys, thank you for watching. I do appreciate it, even though, some of you have been bitching about some things, and rightfully so. Maybe too much singing, right? You take my money when I'm in need. Yeah, she's a traveling. You guys hate that. I know it. I'm sorry. I just can't help myself. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. I will talk to you tomorrow.